Sanlam is next. Not as much excitement here. This is the life insurance group established at the other suburb across the highway in Cape Town, also in the early part of the 20th century. It's got all the same value add bits and pieces. It's of course got Sanlam in the short insurance environment, but then it's got a big asset gathering business, estate planning, retirement annuities, capital markets, asset management, every single flavor and variety thereof. Market capitalization 134.12 billion rands. Price earnings ratio 13.3, dividend yield of 3.96. So you can see there's been a bit of a retracement in all of these in terms of PEs.
Definitely.
India and Asia being their tactical strategic move. I didn't mention that in the intro, but yeah, take it away. Give us an overview on these guys.
Yes, they bought a stake in Shriram in India, a few divisions of Shriram, the general insurance division and a few others. So that's the Indian exposure. And remember, the latest deal is Sahan, which is a Northern African acquisition.
And they also did something in Malaysia, didn't they?
Yes,
in the prior period. I forget what it's called, F&G or something.
A little bit smaller, but they do have the Malaysian operations as well. And the key here is that as they become more profitable in South Africa, but also see less growth in South Africa, they've decided to allocate some of their capital offshore. And the jury's still out whether those will be
most
good
of these
capital
markets,
allocation decisions.
they can take the same products that they've done here and roll them out there, because those markets are not as competitive, not as well developed, and people are like, wow, that's a great idea. Why didn't I insure myself for that?
Yes, especially on the technical skills. So once again, whether it's actuaries on the long-term side or whether it's exactly underwriting pricing on the short-term side, which they partner with these offshore jurisdictions with Sanlam as well, it does mean that there is scope for a big daddy, a player to come in, partner with a local player and really benefit from that relationship.
Let's look at the share chart. You can see there what I'm referring to, a little bit of a softening in the share price in 2015. Does look like it's perking up a bit. One other thing I want to ask you about is what's going on with Patrice Motsepe's group and the empowerment transaction. They were a shareholder, and it looks as though they've retained Patrice's team as shareholders and kind of rolled it into a new joint venture. African Rainbow Capital, right?
Yes, correct. It does seem though that a lot of value was unlocked, and with Johan van Zyl also moving closer with Patrice on the new BEE vehicle, it means that there might be certain lines of business where they might compete with Sanlam. It's not impossible, but it is a BEE empowered vehicle that has got a lot of capital, good management, so it's going to be interesting to see whether they work together
so to
or
some extent
compete.
That's a separate story though. What you're saying is they're going to lever that asset that they have in Sanlam to do other things in the financial services environment, but they will use Sanlam as their partner where it's appropriate to do so in terms of products in the rest of Africa.
I expect that to be the case, yes.
What else is there to say about Sanlam? I mean, is there any other big corporate shake-up that could be anticipated under Ian Kirk? I mean, it's more business as usual, just quality management, attending to the basics and just growing steadily and moving forward?
Sanlam is known to be more conservative in its assumptions, in its strategy, in its capital allocation, so I would expect more of the same, which is a good thing and gives comfort in this environment of possibly high interest rates, and currency volatility, the probability of a credit rating downgrade later this year. So you want the steady hand at the wheel, and in Ian Kirk and the big blue machine Sanlam, you've got that. So I quite like it at the current price.
As you say, current price. So hot on this one too.
Correct.
Okay.